In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how I gained 100,000 followers in 24 months. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brian Mark. I'm a business coach that helps personal trainers take their coaching business online. So a bit of a backstory, I've been an online personal trainer for the last 10 years. And over the course of the last 10 years, I was growing my account with one Instagram, BMarkFit. When I first started this entrepreneurial journey, I was documenting my fitness journey, I was taking people on an adventure throughout my day, and I was posting all of my content on my Instagram account at BMarkFit. Now, this Instagram account is the same one that I used when I was an online fitness coach, and it was also the same audience that followed me when I transitioned into business coaching for online personal trainers. So for the first 5 years of my account, I was an online personal trainer, and then for the last 3 years, I was a business coach for online personal trainers. Now, 2 years ago, I was in Mexico, and at this point, my online business was crushing. We were doing 100 to 150 sales per month. We had about 1,000 personal trainers that were inside of my coaching program. We were doing amazing. I was in an all-inclusive vacation with my beautiful wife in Mexico, and all of a sudden, get a notification from Instagram. Your Instagram account has been permanently disabled. I was like, that's weird. And this has happened before, and I'm sure you guys might have experienced this as well, where I was like, oh, it must be a glitch. So, waited 24 hours, submitted my ID, nothing happened. Waited 24 hours, submitted my ID, nothing happened. Needless to say, after 48 hours of not getting my Instagram account and knowing that this was the primary source for people to find me for my coaching and it was no longer available, I started to panic. Now I want you to imagine this, all right? I want you to imagine back in the day, this is where all my clients would come to me. So my Instagram was kind of like my storefront. So imagine that you had a business that you made all of your money by people walking through the front door and being interested in your service. And then all of a sudden, the city comes and puts a permanent lock on your front door. And they're like, you can no longer do business here. That's basically what happened to my Instagram. And this is where all of my clients were finding me from. I have a podcast, the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast. I literally had almost 1,000 episodes that were directing people to my Instagram account at BMarkFit, permanently disabled. So after 48 hours, I made a decision. I was like, I can either sit here like a victim or I can find a solution. And so I just decided, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a new account. And so I did. I started a new account at The Real Brian Mark. Now this is my Instagram account at The Real Brian Mark. And as you can see, we're sitting at 101,000 followers as of this video. I'm really proud of this account because we've had this account for 2 years. We had 1,500 posts on this account. And so I made this account and it literally started from scratch. And when I made the account, I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to get this account to 100,000 followers. So how did I do it? Step number one is I committed to getting to 100,000 followers and I set the goal. See, a lot of people struggle in entrepreneurship, they struggle in life, they struggle in business not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. A lot of people are afraid of letting themselves down, and so they never set goals where they're outside of reach because it's easier to set a goal within your comfort zone because at least you know you're gonna hit it. For me, I knew that 100,000 followers was a big audacious goal to set, but I set the goal because I wanted to give myself something that could challenge me, something I could reach for, something I could stretch for. So step number one was committing to the goal. I wrote down that I was gonna have 100,000 followers. I put it on my vision board for 2023. I got committed, I got serious. It was my phone background, I was all in. Once I committed to 100,000 followers, then I asked myself the next question. How am I gonna get there? Which leads me to step number two. I committed to posting 2 reels every day, 7 days a week. Now, you might think that that's a little bit obnoxious, but let me be very clear about something. Gary Vaynerchuk posts 30 to 70 times per day on social media platforms. So for me to post 2 times a day on Instagram Reels seemed like a very small play at best. And so I told myself I can commit to posting 2 Reels every day, 7 days a week, no matter what, because I know that over time, it's not that volume itself is the answer, because I think a lot of people think oh, I'm just gonna post more. Volume itself isn't the answer. It's volume with a commitment to excellence. That's the answer. So every single time I posted, I was trying to get better and I was trying to perform better and I was trying to speak with more articulation and more certainty and more confidence. But the commitment to posting 2 reels every day, 7 days a week, nonstop, no matter how I felt, that was really the key. Because that challenged me outside of my comfort zone and forced me into creative spaces that I might not have ever gone if I didn't just make the commitment. So step number 2, committed to posting 2 reels a day, every day, 7 days a week. And if you look at my Instagram, we've got 1,529 posts. It's been exactly 2 years. So 2 years times 2, that's about 730. 730 times 2, that is 1,460. I've actually posted more than 2 times every day for the last 2 years straight. So just goes to show you that when you make a commitment and you set an action plan, you just need to follow through. Step number 3. For the first 5,000 followers, I never paid attention to any of the views. I was just concerned with the output. A lot of people when they first get started overthink, what should I post? What shouldn't I post? What should I do here? What shouldn't I do here? You need to get over the views and you need to be focused on the output, because when you get focused on the activity itself, the output itself, you will be able to gain valuable feedback just from putting in the work. Because over time, like when you start actually putting in that much work towards a goal, over time, you start not wanting to waste any time. And you're like, okay, now that I got to 5,000 followers and I'm actually putting in this much work, what kind of content does my audience want to see? And then you start to get really meticulous about what kind of content you put out. But you can't get meticulous before you get consistent. And this is where a lot of people struggle. Is they're like, oh, I need to be really specific with the type of content you need to put out. Homie, put out an iPhone 6 video. Like, that's better than putting out nothing. So many people get meticulous before they get consistent. But my recommendation, my advice, if you want to grow your following, is to get consistent, then get meticulous. So for the first 5,000 followers, I didn't pay attention to the views at all. Step number 4, after 5,000 followers, I had enough data to be able to look at my videos and see what my audience wanted, which led me to step number 4, analyze your content. Once I got to 5,000 followers, what I did is I sat down and I looked at my content from the last 90 days. And I asked myself, what's the average view volume? Now my definition of average view volume is, let's say most of my videos get between 1,000 and 3,000 views. That's the average view volume. Then I would look for the outliers. Now my definition of an outlier is anything that's higher than the average. And so if it's average 1 to 3K, any videos that got 7 to 10K, I was looking at those videos and I was asking myself, what about these videos caused it to go viral? Was it the hook? Was it the subject of the video? Was it the tank top that I was wearing? Funny story, you guys. I found that my videos perform better when I'm wearing a tank top versus wearing a shirt. I also found that my videos perform better when I'm doing my hair versus wearing a hat. So I'm paying attention to these things so that I can double down. I thought, but this is another funny story, I thought doing videos in front of the Lamborghini were gonna make my videos go viral. Most of the time, videos in front of the Lambo don't do as well. And so paying attention to what the audience is telling you is super important. So once I was over 5,000 followers, I would make a list of my, I'd look at the last 90 days, find the average view volume for my videos, any of the outliers that I found, I would analyze them and figure out what about the video was causing it to perform better, and then I would double down on that content style. Which leads me to number 5. Once a week, I batch my content. Now, I started this process back when I had 0 Instagram followers, and it's something that I still do to this day with over 100,000. In fact, I'm batching my content right now. Now, my definition of batching your content is sitting down for 1 to 3 hours once a week and filming all of your reels all at once. The reason this is super important is you can get you into a flow state, which makes it easier for you to film your content. More importantly, when you get into a batch content place, it allows you to just post when you need to post instead of having that like really awkward lull time where you know you need to post, but you don't have anything to post, so you come up with something on the fly, and it's really not that good. By batching your content, you can plan out your content accordingly, and when you start to analyze your own analytics, you'll have a direction for your content so that you can get some of your best performing content filmed in batches so that all of your content will perform better. That way, when it's time to post, you can just open up your phone, grab a Dropbox link, write a short caption, and make a post. Which leads me to number 6. Never trap yourself in a box with your content. If you guys go to my Instagram newsfeed, what you'll find is I actually have 2 different content styles. So I've got the content style where I'm talking to the camera, just like this. And then I've also got the content style where it's more almost animated and I'm talking about business content. So this type of content is more motivation content. This type of content is more business coaching content. The reason that I have 2 different styles of content is I never wanted to lock myself in a box. This is something that I did with my previous Instagram pages, and this is also something I've done with my funny TikToks. Funny story, I used to have a TikTok called The Protein CEO. If you guys want to laugh, go look it up. But on that TikTok, I literally got famous for smashing eggs on my face and only doing like protein style videos. So anytime I tried to do any other type of video on that account, it flopped because I trapped myself in a box. And so with my Instagram account, I made sure that I never trapped myself in a box by only committing to one style of content. I always had multiple different styles of content on my newsfeed, and I still follow that principle to this day. And so if you guys follow my Instagram account, you'll see that it's at The Real Brian Mark, shameless plug, you should be following already, motherfuckers. But if you guys follow my Instagram account, you'll see some posts from me, you'll see written content, you'll see reels, you'll see some carousels once in a while. I diversify my content and I never keep myself to one style because I never want to feel trapped in a box with my own Instagram account. Because I have a lot more creative freedom, it makes it easy and fun for me to create content. And number 7, and this is the most important, every single day I visualized hitting 100,000 followers. And that might sound obnoxious, but I literally mean every single day. When I start my morning, in the morning, I've got a little recording I play in my ears, and it's myself in a video talking about myself hitting 100,000 followers. The start of the video literally goes like this. I'm so fucking grateful that I have 100,000 followers on Instagram. I played that video literally for a year and a half until it became my reality. It was in the morning, first as soon as I woke up, and when I went to bed in the evening. That visualization process, closing my eyes and imagining what it was gonna be like with 100,000 followers, allowed me to consistently get up and put in the work even when I didn't wanna film every single day for the last 2 years. I grew my Instagram account to 100,000 followers in 24 months by following these 7 steps. I laid them out for you so that you can have a blueprint to growing your own account. I highly recommend, if you're interested in making a massive impact in the world and you want to change the planet, you want to say something, like you've got a message, that you follow this blueprint, because I promise you, it led me to success and I know it can lead you to success too.